Yo,
What it do? What it do, young blood?
what's going on, man?
How you doing, brother?
Can't complain, man. How are you?
Chilling, chilling. Got the kid in bed and just hanging out as of right now.
You should be watching some March Madness, man.
Oh, what's that?
What's that?
Yeah, what's March Madness?
Bro, it's
Isn't
tournament
that a
time, man.
isn't that a song for Future or something like that?
Oh, I don't listen to him, so I would have no idea.
Yeah, I think so. You're watching his music video or what's the deal?
No, I can't listen to him because I don't understand what the fuck he's saying. He mumbles the whole time.
No, I know March Madness is basketball, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. You
Yep.
know, I think I only watch like other sports during the big like I don't know, basketball is what the championship series or I don't know what is the cup? I don't know what the fuck about the
You
NBA
watch
cup.
like the postseason and the championships, like the important ones.
Yes, yes.
So that is this for college basketball. Like this is exactly that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So at the end of the year, there's a there's like a 68 team tournament and it's, elimination style. And so you have to win, I think, 6 total games to win the whole thing. And they're in the middle of it right now. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, like I know I've heard of it. I know it's like the basketball tournament, but I don't like I wouldn't expect basketball season to be ending already. Fucking I know NBA goes on basically all year.
It so college is always going to be shorter seasons than the pros. It's just kind of how it works in any sport. The pros you always play more, but you also get paid a lot of money to do so. So,
Yeah, yeah.
what'd you think of
Uh,
the card last night, man?
it was cool, man. I'm bringing it up right now as we speak. It was all right. I mean, like I said in the group chat, I was surprised to not hear a bunch of people shitting all over it because Twitter be doing that. Um, but it was all right. What about you? How'd you make out, man? Did you bet?
I bet a little bit. This was one of those cards where, given uh, but let me put it this way: a card like this would have required me to watch a shitload of tape, and I just did not find it necessary. Just especially with all the other sports that are going on right now, like March Madness has been going on the last few days, so I've been tied up in that, as well as kind of preparing for baseball season because that's coming up in a few days too. So I didn't. I bet pretty light, just a couple bets. I bet like two team parlays. I won them both, but nothing crazy big.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I know you've been trying to stay disciplined and pull back on the volume of bets you've been doing. So good to hear that you won what you took.
Yeah, it's just it kind of depends, you know what I mean? Obviously I get a little bit more excited for the pay-per-views because I just get more excited for those fights. So it kind of gives me more motivation to watch some tape. But on these cards where you have like four fucking guys making debuts or like four guys that have only fought once in the UFC, it requires you to go back and do so much tape as opposed to like, known guys or at least guys who have three or more fights. It's like you don't have to go back and watch every single fight. You're kind of just looking for like key pieces as opposed to going, okay, who the fuck is this guy? You know what I mean? So just different effort, I guess.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Um, yeah, I went 7 for 8. Well, 7 and 8, shall I say? For my bets, almost 50-50, but ended up the night 2 units, so I'm not too mad. I thought it was gonna be a crazy night with my damn 8 leg parlay that busted on those last two. And like I always say, I'm glad that I lost those last two and not just one because that's always heartbreaking. That was gonna put me probably at around like a 9 unit night. So it happens. I mean,
Did you
cash
say you
won.
were up 2 units or down 2 units for the night?
No, I ended up 2 units.
Oh, sweet. Hey,
Uh,
that's Up is up, man.
Yeah, right. That's all you can ask for.
You know, I and for me, like my personal goal is, even if it is 1, 2, 3 units, my goal is to do that consecutively. Like I can have 2 really good weeks in a row, and then I might just have like 2 or 3 bad weeks in a row, and that's just what I'm trying to do. Is I'm just trying to find a little bit more consistency.
For sure, for sure. Well, I guess we can go ahead and start with the first fight of the night, and we'll work our way up.
Let's
Um,
do
I,
it.
I had already taken a couple of notes on odds and whatnot. First fight of the night was Muhammad Usman versus Mick Parkin. I think um, I think everybody was kind of on the side of the over when it came to this fight. I knew that was that first leg of my parlay that cashed that four leg right off the top, and that one was a pretty easy hit. I got it at minus 165. Um, that's the only thing I did bet on this fight specifically. I kind of just wanted to stay safe, especially to see if this party was going to start off high and how the night was going to be. But I really wanted to go Usman. Actually, I also put in a unit on the over in general, so that was a good little cash right there. Um, Parkin's decision, I think, was either fighter decision was going to be a good bet because we knew that that's what was going to happen with these fighters. But Parkin's decision closed at plus 155, so got a little juice there for anybody that bet that one.
Yeah, this is just kind of like uh, the epitome of what we do when it comes to betting overs. You and myself have been preaching this for what, 2 years now. When it
A
comes
long
to
time, yes.
yeah, man. When it comes to low level heavyweights, if there isn't like a dude who can bona fide knock the other guy out, like you just take the over, keep it safe. There's no need betting on the fighter. Don't get caught up in that mess. Just take the over. I did not bet this fight. But yeah, I mean, the over was pretty easy. Unfortunately, I took a couple other overs. I did lay off of this one because I don't know, I'm just dumb like that. But yeah,
Yeah, and then they gave us the 2.5 too. So even if you wanted to sweat it, like, or if you thought you were going to sweat it, like we always say, low level heavyweights, they're gonna get you that over, and we're blessed to get it at a 1.5 when it's there. Aussie, got go ahead.
Yeah, g'day, fellas. How's it going?
What it do?
Yeah, this fight we kind of talked about it a little bit last week. Um, Usman just in all of his fights had never attempted one leg kick, not even attempted one. And Parkin, but they both had the similar, the same. Who'd they both fight? They both fought Pauga, and in his fight against Pauga, he kicked Pauga like 48 times or something in the leg. So I figured that's how it was going to go coming in. Going to be a heavy leg kick game by Parkin. So, yeah, I had some Parkin round three or decision at plus 130, which paid off.
Nice. Yeah, I wanted because I always do this bullshit. I wanted to do the tough parlay, and I did have that parlay going, but I mean, it's Muhammad Usman. Never
yep.
put a lot of money on his money line for sure.
I was a bit surprised he didn't even shoot for one takedown, though. I think he had that little flurry in round one and one round one. And then after that, he just wasn't thinking takedown. And maybe the leg got beat up too much that he didn't go for it. But yeah, it was Usman's days are numbered, to think, at this division.
Yeah, never even tried. That was disappointing, especially towards that third round. I was thinking, you won the first. Come on, get this fucking parlay going here and get a takedown or something like that. But nah, never.
E- Even just another flurry like he had in the first, it didn't even have to connect. If he throws another eight punch combo, they all blocked. He probably steals a round in a fight that close, with these judges today. So, but he just never tried. He never went for it.
Yeah,
Ozzy, I think you kind of mentioned it yourself, though. I mean, those leg kicks add up, and when you're fighting, predominantly a wrestler. Wrestlers tend to be very heavy on their front leg, and if you can cause some pain to that, and they don't have that same explosiveness off that leg, it does affect their wrestling ability. So I think you were spot on with that, man.
Next fight, Zod, you have anything on the that first one?
Yo, what's good, everyone? How you guys doing?
What it do, brother?
How's it going, man?
Hey, what's good? That fight. I think a lot of people are underestimating Parkins. I think he's a lot better than what a lot of people say. Like he did the job to get it. He did whatever to get the job done. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, yeah. No, I know. I saw a lot of people shitting on him against Muhammad Usman, but it's all right. On to the next one, Lima versus Silva. This one was entertaining for as long as it lasted, man. It ends by DQ. It's KO, TKO, or DQ, but that was plus 110. Of course, I highlight that because Servino, after having a pretty good second round, and I mean, that first round was a banger between the both of them, goes ahead and bites fucking Lima in the arm. And at first, I was thinking, like, man, how do we know it's a bite? We can't see shit. And it's Chris Tyone. How do we know this is a bite? And then this fucker lifted his arm, and it was like, holy shit, that's a chomp right there. Um, yeah, ends by DQ plus 110. Lima second round plus 550, and Lima KO DQ in the second round plus 700. I would assume all of those cash. If one of y'all decided to take a DQ line, uh, much props to y'all.
Man, if anyone cashed on this fight, I mean, it's congratulations. It was definitely an interesting fight. I guess the only thing that I really have to say about this one is, you know, in an era where everybody wants tattoos, it's just kind of like the thing to do now. I am all for tattoos. I think tattoos can be very meaningful and very fun. And I'm very critical about stupid tattoos. Now, this is one of those things where I'd be very critical because this dude went out and got a tattoo and tattooed the outline of the bite mark. He got an extra 25K from Dana for that. Bro, that's badass. Like, that
That's
is turning a bad situation into a positive. I fucking love that.
it's worth it for sure, man. You got a tattoo and got a 25,000 for it. Hell yeah, I'll take that sponsor any day. Go ahead, Aussie.
Yeah, that was incredible. He was fighting really well. I can't believe he did that. I mean, he was not losing that fight in my mind. He was fighting really well. I had him to win a decision. I think I got a plus 475 or something, and I was kind of happy as the fight was going. I thought maybe if he can get a bit more top control in that second round, it was probably his round. But it was just insane. Like he must have. Did he fucking swallow his mouth guard or spit it out? How did he get the bottom teeth as well? Like that is just insane. I thought maybe just the pressure of the bicep. Yeah, okay, your biceps in my mouth. I'm trying to get this takedown. Instead of biting down on my mouth guard, I'm biting down on your thing. But there was bottom teeth marks, man. He pushed that mouth guard aside or did something with it, man, and he just chomped that man. But whether just he's a young kid, 20 years old. Even if he lost that fight, in my eyes, he was still a prospect to watch. But obviously they cut him straight away. You can't be doing intentional fouls like biting a motherfucker. Yeah, it was really strange to see. He's 20. I'm sure he's going to stick around in MMA maybe if he's not getting a serious suspension from the State Athletic Commission, but I'm sure he's going to get something pretty bad.
I mean, the worst part about it is you said it yourself. He's 20 years old. I mean, he if his dream was to fight in the UFC, he just killed his dream. And I don't mean like temporarily. Like this is one of those things where you don't get a second chance. You know what I mean? This is very unheard of, very unorthodox, very just out there. Yeah, man, I just think he kind of ruined his fighting career. I think it's bigger than he imagines.
Yeah, I hope he's all right, man. I hope he's okay in the head. I hope he can just fucking shrug this off somehow and he doesn't do something stupid because these 20-year-olds these days, man, that social media, fucking everyone's clowning this guy. it's real. It's the only thing really that come out of this fight card. Really, like there was no real big moves. No one's talking title shots for anybody. That was kind of the big thing that's all over social media. So I hope he stays off fucking social media for a while. Hopefully, this will just blow over in a year or two, and hopefully he just doesn't it doesn't just fucking overtake his whole mind and get him in a dark space.
So my hypothesis is like he used his tongue to get his mouthpiece in between like his molars to the back, hold it with the molars. Because I know people were clowning him for having such a small bite too, because that was just such a tiny little fucking bite. But you saw top teeth and bottom teeth. I the only thing I can think of, because it wasn't spit out on the floor. He had his arms around him. He didn't spit it into his hand. He fucking put it into his back teeth and then took a little chomp with the front teeth. I don't know, man. The only thing I had for this fight, well, I guess not the only thing. I had the over on that foreleg, 1.5, barely cashed. Thank goodness. Glad his fucking hunger was subsided for that long. I took the over on a straight play, and then I put half a unit on Igor because he was the underdog, and well, he fucked me there, man. Hunger killed me on that one. Somebody should have
On
given
my
that dude a
books,
Snickers before the damn fucking fight started.
yeah, on my book, they made all the bets on Igor Void, which I was pretty happy about. I got a refund on the DQ. So
Wow, that's
yeah, I had him
badass.
to win by decision, and I had him to win by submission, and I got both of them back. Yeah, as a void bet, which was very strange.
Nah,
But
Bet
it's not
Online
even
said.
like, sorry, man, you go.
I was gonna say Bet Online said you bit that fucker. You're taking the loss, and you're taking the loss for him. I'm taking that money.
Yeah, I mean, I can't blame him, but it's not like he was trying to get out of a submission hold or something. That's what I don't get. Like it happened, we've seen it happen on the Ultimate Fighter. Dana called the dude in after the fight. He's like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I did bite the cunt. I just wanted to do whatever I could to get out of the submission." Dana kind of laughed it off, said, "Oh, at least he was honest." But this dude was in no stress position at all. He just had a brain fart and bit this dude. It was just insane, insane. He's not ready. He's not ready mentally. Skill wise, I think he was ready, but yeah, mentally, man, this kid, yeah, he wasn't ready for the big show.
Well, if we don't got anything else, we'll go on to the main event right here. Daria, help me out. Zelensnikova. I'm not even looking at it. I'm just going off of memory. Is that it? Zelensnikova.
My
Uh,
best guess would be uh Jeleniakova. That would be like my guess.
yeah,
Is
I
this the
like.
fight when they had the two spinning back fists for like 2 rounds in a row?
I have no clue. Honestly, I was watching, but I wasn't paying attention. Daria versus Montserrat Rendon. Um, for the plays that cashed on this one, goes the distance was -220. Not very good odds on that one. Daria by decision was -110, so they kind of knew exactly what was going to happen. And then the over 2.5 was -260. All of those cashed, but I don't know. I guess depending on how you feel about the fight. Like I said, I wasn't watching too close. Was pretty busy during this one. The only thing I ever caught was Montserrat Rendon kind of taking some control time or taking her down, but I really didn't care to watch this one too much. So I'm not gonna complain whether Daria deserved to get the win or not. I'll just say that she cashed me my over on a parlay and an over on the straight play. Just 1 unit to win less than half a unit. I'll take my change and move on to the next one. Y'all have
Yep.
anything?
Stick to the playbook, man. Stick to the playbook. If you stick to the playbook, you usually do pretty well. Low level women's MMA fight, don't stress yourself on picking a fighter. Just take the over. They gave it to you. They gave it to you. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's juiced. Who cares? They're giving it to you. Take it. Take it.
Anybody? Anybody? Hands up. One going once, going twice, going 3 times. Nothing for the Daria. All
Yeah,
right,
man,
Asi,
really,
I saw
really
you. I
quick.
saw you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll be really quick on this one. Close, kind of shitty fight. I don't think Daria covered her price tag at all. But man, Rendon, man, she is. I don't know. What would you say? Top heavy, I guess. You couldn't drown her in the pool for sure. That was just like her body type for that weight division is like holy moly, man. Like she is she's built for OnlyFans. I don't know if she's got one, but she could make a freaking killing on it, I'm sure. But this fight was trash, man. It was really bad, and I don't know why this girl Daria was such a favorite, and I won't bother watching any more tape on this girl. I'll just pass on any fight she's in. I think.
Well, you see, I had seen people saying that Daria was going to destroy her on the feet, and I made a joke for one of the parts that I did see. Rendon was like doing like a chimpanzee walk towards her, hands really low, fucking just hobbling over to her, trying to get to the takedown. And I was thinking, yo, Daria, I want the over, but hey, fucking flatline this chick. Like she's walking straight into range, not even caring about her face. Um, Rendon seems to be an over machine, whether it's win or loss. She hits that fucking decision every single time. But with her hands down like that, somebody who can take advantage of her is gonna finally put her out. Um, I mean, that's enough for the damn Rendon fight. On to the next one, Aaron's versus Gwen. Now this was a freaking uh, I don't know if you want to say banger because it did seem like Aaron's kind of took the lead and never let it go, but it was definitely fun. Surprised to see Gwen with the kind of volume he was bringing into the fight kind of get stifled by Aaron's and get put behind. The bets that I have for this one, not that I played, but the list of caches were goes to distance minus 135, Jarno Aaron's by decision plus 325, which was probably a good little play right there if you were on his side. I know there was a couple people that were. I parlayed the over and didn't play anything straight on this one. Over 2.5 minus 160. And shout out to Jarno Aaron's. He really kind of, like I said, took the lead, never let it go. Um, didn't give Gwen a chance to fucking win this fight.
So just one thing. It's actually win. Um, this, but I'm very happy for anybody who decided to use this as a pun throughout the week or even yesterday, because I love when you get to use his name in a pun. Other than that, he didn't really show up. I feel like Aaron's was one step ahead the entire time. Did not bet this fight. Ozzy, what you got, bro?
Yeah, I had a little bit on Steve Nguyen decision. I think I got it at a plus 140 or something. Bad bet. I just thought his volume was going to be so much higher than Aaron's, but yeah, the whole fighting in kickboxing range, Aaron's was really once he connected a few times really well, he was able to do whatever he wanted. And Nguyen kind of he got dropped a couple times, didn't he? At least once.
Yeah, no, he
Um,
got dropped a couple times.
yeah, and yeah, Aaron's was kind of all over him from the get go. So yeah, Nguyen, yeah, his probably days are probably not looking good. There's not going to be too many guys he can beat if he can't fight. If he can't beat Aaron's, I mean, yeah, I don't see much takedowns out of him or anything other than boxing. So yeah, he might be in a bit of trouble going forward.
Hey Carter, I saw that you were requesting a mic, man. We do have open mic here, but you were having connection issues. Go ahead and leave the space and jump back in. Try and request again, and we'll try to get you a mic. If you were on this fight specifically, we'll go back. But yeah, I had saw somebody saying that n- is so I've heard the name before, Andrew. Um, and I know it's silent G, silent N. It's just win, right?
Yes, sir.
I don't know why I just like even right now I was about to say it. Gwen. Nah. I think I saw somebody in the chat saying they think that Wynn broke his jaw in that first round, and I didn't see any official report of him coming out and saying it. But I did see him breathing with his mouth open and that jaw hanging just a little too low in that second and third round. So if it was broken, that was definitely a big issue for him because that's what it looked like.
So I've never had my jaw broken before, but I can only imagine that he was in just immense pain. Like that's got to be one of the more awful pains that a human can endure. I have to imagine.
Yeah, man, that one sucked, but I mean, cashed another over, and that finished that parlay for me, man. I that finished the parlay four leg, and then I had another four legs to go on an eight leg. I think it was Aussie last week or the week before when the strat did really good, and all of the goes the distance lines cashed on the over, and he was like, well, "Fuck, there was your seven leg parlay." I finally got back onto it, and I took those lines, hit that eight leg, well, hit this four leg, hit the eight leg, played the eight leg, shall I say, and it got burned on those last two, but we'll get to them. On to the next fight. We've got
Yo, yo,
Gibson versus John. Oh, what's up? What's up?
yo, your strat went crazy though. I was looking at it a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, yeah. So let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 fights last night. We had three losses, basically predicted almost the whole card right. And I said that I don't want to count that Tafa Carl fight as a loss because we all knew it was going to go over. Um, but for stats wise and making sure everything is done right, I will count it a loss, as a loss. But yeah, man, strat. I think when it comes to these lower level cards, the strat just works a whole lot more just because maybe the bookies they're paying attention to it a lot more because they know there's a lot of shit can go wrong when it comes to these lower level fighters. And for anybody who doesn't know, just to give y'all a little heads up, my strategy is when you see a ghost to split line at plus 400 or lower, that usually tells you that the over is going to hit. If you see the best of all of these strats that I've done is if you see a ghost to decision line that's in the negative money, minus 100, minus 105, whatever it may be, that over is going to hit. And I've been lazy. I haven't added up the numbers, but last time it was about 73%. It's hitting the over. So it's a good bet. On to the next one. Gibson versus Johns. I know this one hurt. A lot of people were on Gibson. I feel like he was probably Twitter play of the week, and that probably should have told me to lay off. I went ahead and put a unit on Gibson, and then also had the over on the parlay. But the lines that I highlighted for this one were pretty simple. Goes the distance minus 145. If you were able to parlay props, that was probably a really good prop to parlay. John's decision plus 175, and then the over 2.5 was minus 180. Just kind of sucks, man. I don't necessarily like John's. Uh, Probably because he beat Argetta, and now because he's fucking beating Gibson. Everybody knows Argetta's the GOAT, if you've been around these spaces. But hey, he did what he needed to do, man. He put Gibson on his back. Gibson really didn't have anything to do. He landed some really good time shots. I know Better's got his hands up. I'll throw it to him right after Andrew takes a piece of it because he was on it very strongly. So, Andrew, take it away.
So I could have sworn you were on Miles Johns.
Oh, no, no, no.
I
That was
thought it
me.
was you and Better that were on Miles Johns.
No, that was a joke because Better was like the only person on Miles Johns, and I was on Gibson. But as soon as Gibson lost, I just came in and was like, "Yep, I always knew it was Johns. Me and Better, we know what the fuck we're talking
Oh,
about."
okay. Okay, yeah.
Sarcasm.
You definitely got me on that one because I'm like, oh yeah, they were the only two to call that shit. Um, yeah, this is another one of those fights. I when I wa- when I saw this fight pre-tape, I'm like, okay, both of these guys have avenues to victory. And I wasn't really sold one way or the other on either side. I know Twitter was very big on Cody Gibson. I laid off of money lines personally, but I did take the over 1.5 in a parlay, which obviously hit. I was thinking over 2.5, but because Johns does tend to slow down, and I was expecting Cody to have a much better performance than he did, I just thought there was some kind of a chance, so I laid off the 2.5. But I definitely cashed on the over 1.5. I felt like that one was pretty easy. Better, what you got, bro?
Hey man, I called that one like exactly as I called it. It happened exactly as I said it was gonna happen. Look, it was easy. It was to me. It wasn't like a back and forth thing. It was an easy play for me, and I got in on the live play because I knew something. I knew something was gonna happen. I got him at minus 105. But it was an easy call. Like Gibson does not have the defense, and Miles Johns has really well timed shots, and his cardio is not as what everybody makes of it. I tried to explain it to y'all why he got so tired that one time, and Gibson does not bring that kind of fight. Miles was gonna time him, and he was the stronger wrestler, and he's way better than Argetta. Come on, that was an easy call too.
You know, better. I really appreciate you coming into the spaces, and I always want to respect your opinion. But if you're gonna talk shit on Dan Argetta, I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna need you to drop the mic, brother. We're not gonna take that around here.
Man, but I was just thinking that the minute he said that, I'm like, oh, here he comes. Here he comes.
Any anybody else on this one? Going once, going twice. All right, we will. I didn't see hands. Sorry. Yeah, we'll move on to the next one. So another. I felt like there were a lot of matchups on this card where a lot of people were back and forth. Shout out to Trace. I know he's the one that came like pretty hard about Julian Erosa in the fight against Ramos, Brazilian, whatever it may be. I personally didn't take anything on this one. Um, Glad I didn't because I probably would have taken the over, but stayed completely off this one. Lines that I highlighted: Arosa inside the distance plus 210, submission plus 425, round one plus 500, and round one submission plus 900. If you were on Julian Arosa, you must have. I mean, his money line. He was a fucking. He was an underdog in that already. If you were on Arosa, I mean, I'm sure you made out like a damn bandit on this one. Anybody have anything?
Nope, not on this fight. Shout out Juicy J, good performance. That guillotine definitely looked loose. He kind of readjusted it a little bit. I still didn't think it was all the way in, but apparently it was. He got the tap. Good job.
Yeah, I had a little bit on the fight to end round three. Um, Thought Arosa, he's got a lot of round three finishes, but man, when he kind of took Arosa down, man, he smashed his head on the canvas, man, opened himself up big, got a massive cut, and then it looked like the choke really wasn't in. He looked like he was about to fall out. Like he looked like he didn't try to slam him or anything to escape. He just tapped while he was standing up holding his weight. I don't know if he kind of quit there a little bit or if he kind of was a bit unconscious from that takedown where he spiked his own head. But I thought it was a little strange. He dropped Erosa quick, right? And he had him hurt for a minute, and then yeah, for whatever reason, man, yeah, Arosa, he can get knocked out, he can get shut down quick, but he's never really out of the fight until he's unconscious, man. He did a great job to get that win there.
Yeah, the only thing that I was thinking about playing was Ricardo Ramos KO1 because you've seen Arosa get KO'd in that first a couple of times. And that was the only thing I was thinking about sprinkling. But I said, no, fuck this fight. I'm going to lay off both of these guys, highly volatile. And yeah, I thought that choke was damn near about to slip out. As you were seeing the back of his head come out, and I had thought about those quit. Like, did he quit or something? But I mean, hey, when you're getting choked and your throat hurts, fucking, you're gonna tap better.
Yeah, man. There was a reason I picked Ramos because I thought that first round, what was happening, was going to happen. I thought that was going to be the end. But because it was a roast, I was like, man, I can't bet on this fight. And Ricardo Ramos, man, he did the same thing he did against Jordan. He put his neck in that position and did not address it. And whenever you get a guillotine like that, even though it did look like his head was popping out, remember he was like up, so he was carrying his weight, and Rosa was just yank. So it was basically just choking him while he was trying to get out. I understood why he tapped because that was like the Davison Figueredo versus Alex Perez guillotine. Like it looked like his neck, he was about to pop out, but he was basically carrying his weight while being choked.
Yeah, yeah, I get you on that. Pulling up, then fucking choke is under your chin, pulling down, gravity, all that shit, the squeeze. I understand it probably hurts a hell of a lot more.
Yeah, but so many times we've seen people slam their way out of that choke. I'm surprised he didn't at least go for it.
Probably
Maybe
was
his
just,
neck was. He thought maybe he didn't want to break his own neck. I don't know, but yeah, I
yeah,
was
he already
surprised he didn't try to
slammed.
slam out of it.
He already had slammed his fucking head against the floor one time. He was probably said, "I'm done." But did Ramos? I don't know if it landed. I know he tried it and it was in real close range. Did he land that spinning elbow? Um,
It looked like it.
right, it looked like it, man. I thought, damn, this is gonna end quick, and Ramos is gonna get another first round KO. Why didn't I bet it, my dumbass? And glad I didn't. On to the next Ogden versus Kurt. Another fight where I mean, we us here at Kappa May got to interview Kurt. He was like real cool with us, so I know we had a lot of love for him. Was surprised to see that there was a lot of love for him on Twitter too. And sucks to suck, man. That was kind of a dominating win when it came to Ogden and the takedowns. Bets I had highlighted for this one: Ghost Distance minus 140, Ogden Decision plus 150. I personally had nothing but the over. Played the over straight. Played the the over on a parlay, and then that over sat at minus 160. So kind of a pretty decent bet, especially to add on to the parlay. But not really much to say about this one, man. I was expecting a lot more of a pace pressure that kind of screwed him on I think the takedown in the first round. He came forward and got taken down easily by Ogden. And I don't know. I really don't know where to put Ogden. Like there's nothing very impressive about him. But I mean, if you took anything away from this fight, he knows what to do to win, and he's not going to deviate from the plan. He's not going to do some stupid submission over position kind of stuff. So props to him. Za, go ahead.
Yeah, I had a bet on Kurt. I kind of liked him going to fight. I kind of thought he was gonna get a chance to have a knockout or close to it, but that wrestling from Ogden was just superior.
Better.
If there's one thing to be impressed by, it's his timing. Remember, Harbaugh still tried to bring the pressure, even though he didn't do it as much because of the wrestling, but he still pressured him and still got a few shots off. But even when he cornered Trey Ogden, Ogden timed that left hand like so many times, and it stunned him just long enough for him to angle out. And he did the same thing against Mota. So even though his striking probably isn't that impressive to the naked eye, if you just look at what he does, it is enough to get by with these good strikers. So that to me was impressive. I forgot about that when I broke down him versus Mota, and I guess I was just looking at the pressure of Holloway, and I was like, yeah, that's gonna win. I totally forgot about the timing with his left hand and how he uses that to get out of dangerous situations.
Yeah, and the timing on that takedown, like I said, I think it was in that first round. Fucking Hollowball went ahead and put on the pressure, tried to land some shots and ducked right under, got that takedown. Aussie.
Yeah, Ogden, man, he must be heavy on top because Hollowbar couldn't really do anything once he got him down. I had fight to end in submission. Never really went for anything. I thought even in the third round, I thought Hollowbar's got to do something to get up, give up your back, do whatever you can to get up and win this fight. But it never, nothing really eventuated out of it. But yeah, unfortunate that it wasn't really the fight I was expecting. I thought it was going to be just absolute barn burner, but it ended up being a bit of a snooze.
Wait, I gotta jump in real quick. Hey, Aussie, that was a sharp ass bet. To a submission for that?
Yeah, either guy to win by submission. I think it was plus 650, and I thought that was a bit crazy. Yeah,
And like I said, that's probably a little note to take away when we're looking at an Ogden fight, because he had opportunities, man. He had a lot of opportunities there on the ground, and like you said, he's probably heavy as a motherfucker because Kurt really didn't seem to be able to do anything to get up. But I mean, the submission could have been there if he tried. It was all position over submission. He stayed safe. He won the way he needed to. So once again, props to Ogden. I know Daniel Zellhuber is asking for that fight back. So I don't know if we'll
Man,
see.
did you watch that fight, the Zell Huber fight?
I know for sure I did. But wasn't it the same thing? Takedowns and then striking from a
No,
distance.
no, he kind of beat him standing. It was crazy. Like Zellhuber just did not go. He didn't throw. It was the strangest thing. The whole whole time, he looked kind of terrified of Zellhuber, and was just kind of throwing a lot of body kicks from distance. And his it was crazy. And what's his name? James Krause in the corner, screaming, "Yeah, you're doing good, Ogden. You're doing good." And I'm thinking, oh, fucking guarantee James Krause had money on Zellhuber. He would have been spewing.
Yeah, he probably slipped something in Zellhuber's drink or something like that. Fucking crooked Kraus, anything to win that bet, boy. So starting off the main card, Padilla versus Pajuelo. I don't know why at this point, the strat is on a 3, 5, 7 fight win streak right now, predicting the fights perfectly, and I say no. Fuck your win streak strat. I am going to bet on the over 1.5 because I know these two guys are killers, but they ain't gonna kill each other early. They're gonna weather the storm. They're gonna test each other out. And well, that didn't happen at all, man. Padilla hits hard. He hits really hard. Bets highlighted for this one. Inside the distance plus 105. Submission plus 415. Round one submission plus 535. Oh no, that's just round one. Plus 335. Round one submission was plus 1,000. I mean, if you're a prop hunter like that, there was a lot of money to be made on that one, especially because we all kind of knew that Padilla hits hard. He's got some slick submissions. We've all seen it before, and he usually gets it done early. This is gonna be when it came to this main card for me personally. It was a big learning lesson on like just throw a couple of shekels on those most likely outcomes because we knew, just like I said, we knew Padilla was gonna end it early if he won, end it early, and probably end it in round one. Doing that alone would have probably cast you pretty well. Yeah, Padilla,
Yo, are you still
killer.
there?
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you're good, bro.
Oh, okay, okay. Zach, could you not hear me?
Hey, Zaw, can you hear Usman? Zaw, you may need to leave and come back. Your shit might be fucked up right now.
So what I'll do is I'm going to remove him from a speaker, and then he'll probably get the message of he needs to jump back on. So remove. We'll see you later, Zaw. Maybe leave the space and then come back. Everybody could hear me except for you, man. Anybody got anything on this Padilla fight?
Yeah, I got him to win by sub at plus 625. Pretty early. Yeah, I was pretty happy with how it turned out because he could have easily got the TKO there. Kind of got lucky that he decided to go for the sub, but it's just one of those things. You're gonna bet this guy until he gets a submission, and then next time it'll be a lot less. You're not going to get that number again next time out. I don't think.
Yeah, no, you killed that line. Like I said, I got it here closing at plus 415, so plus 625. You beat it pretty damn fucking pretty good. And 100% if we ever see any avenues of him fighting somebody who has submission issues, it's definitely going to be one of those things where you throw a couple of bets on it because The dude's dangerous. I would. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be top 10, top 15, or anything like that. But the dude's dangerous, and he's gonna stop a fight when he's given the opportunity.
Yeah, he's going to give people a lot of problems because he's so long on standing on the feet, and he throws a lot of distance strikes. Even the knees straight up the middle in this fight really gave him problems. And then people don't want to take him down because as much as you train jujitsu, how much are you training rubber guard? This guy's a 10th planet guy. He does a ton of rubber guard shit, and so he's going to be tricky, man. Like you could tell, Puello, whatever you say his name. He had no option. He couldn't deal with him on the feet, but he didn't think he had the option of getting a takedown either. He ended up having to force a clinch because he was getting beat so bad. But yeah, and obviously he lost straight away then as soon as he hit the ground.
So going into this next fight, I am 6 legs down on the 8 leg. I'm already in my underwear doing the happy dance because I got these next 2 fights coming up back to back, and I consider them basically cashed. I say this 8 leg is money. Let's go. And Yusuf Zalal, this son of a gun, goes ahead and finishes Billy Q in the second round. So yeah, Zalal versus Billy Q. I bet the over straight. I went ahead and bet Zalal based on one thing. So along with all these stats of bets that I keep track of, one that I keep looking at is line flips. Last week we had the trend broken of whenever there is just one line flip on the card, it's cashed. It's safe. Bet that line flip. Last week it was just Corey McKenna by herself that was the line flip on the card. Well, when it came to this week, we had 2 line flips, being Ricardo Ramos and Yusuf Zala, who came down a lot fucking from the opener. And I've tracked that for the past 8 weeks, or the past 8 events that has happened, where we have 2 line flips happen, and only one line flip wins. It was I think, Magomed Ankalaev card. There were 2 line flips, and both of them won. But besides that, it's always been 1-1, 1-1, 1-1 for the past other 7 events that this has happened. And Ricardo Ramos lost early. I said, I'm not going to. I've got data right there in front of me. I personally like Yusuf Zalal. I'm a fan of him. I'll go ahead and put some money on Yusuf Zalal. And that cashed me out. I was really hoping it was going to be a decision, so we'd move on to the final leg. But goes the distance? No, plus 170. Zala inside the distance, plus 325. Zala submission, plus 1,200. Zala submission round two, plus 3,500. They were giving us this
Jesus.
odds. Yeah, they were giving us these odds because they did not think a finish was coming. And whew, man, did we?
Bro, did anyone? Did you? Like,
I didn't. Aussie, you hit these props pretty fucking sniperish. Did you hit that?
No, I didn't have him finish it inside. No way. No.
yeah, man. This was just one of those fights where I'm like, you know what? Again, I can't pick a side. I was like, I know Zalal will definitely out grapple him, but it is a short notice fight. He hasn't fought in a really long time. I don't know where he's at. Too many unknowns for me. Um, and I figured Billy, him being tough and always coming back in the second and third rounds. Um, Even if he was going to get out grappled, I figured he wouldn't get finished. I didn't bet the over. I just kind of laid off of this fight. But for anyone who did bet the over, even the over 1.5, I'm sorry, man. Like that fucking sucks. But if you bet Zalal, props.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Ozzy.
Sorry. Yeah, I was actually watching the weigh-in videos. I always watch the weigh-in videos, and I seen Billy Q kind of holding his arm awkward on a video Dana sent out, and I retweeted it. Said, "What's wrong with Billy's arm?" And Billy replied to the thing, to the tweet. He said, "Literally nothing. Lol, I'm just an awkward. I stand awkward or something like that." And then I kept looking, and I found the full video of him walking out, and you can see he's really massaging his left arm, shaking it out as he's walking up, and he can't move. He couldn't move his left arm, whether it was just cramps or whatever. I don't know, but I could tell then, like, oh no way, I got to bet on Zalal. I was actually waiting for the line to keep moving because I wanted to get Billy at better odds, and I ended up having a switch. And once I seen the video and his arm and everything, I ended up with 8 units on Zalal, and man, he looked like a -800 favorite in there. He was landing that jab. He was doing. I don't think he could believe it. But there was one time where Billy kind of went for a takedown, and Billy was kind of posting on his left arm, and Zalal started punching him. He hammer fisted him in his left arm. That was the arm that he was holding in the weigh-in. So I guess Zalal's seen it as well. But yeah, he's since come out and said, yeah, he's going to take some time away from the sport. So we'll see. At 35, that probably means you're out of the sport. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it didn't really seem like the injury affected him. I just think he got beat. I think he got outclassed. And the one thing that surprised me was I was like, all right, well, Zalal's going to have to take him to the ground because if it stays on the feet, Billy's going to own him. No, Billy did not own him on the feet. Zalal looked better than him on the feet. Just like every facet of the fight, he looked better. Like he looked really good, man. I'm impressed.
He, his jab was so fast, and it snapped his head back every time. And he took this fight on 2 weeks' notice too, Zalal. Like 2 weeks' notice, he comes out looking like that, man. What a performance! Finally gets a win in the UFC. He's been waiting. You know, this was his first, his next stint back, right?
Yeah, this is the second time in the UFC.
What a way to come back. Yeah, good on Zalal. And he's with what's her name, Macy Barber, yeah.
You mean like they're together or training at the same camp?
No, they're together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think
No
so.
way,
Yeah,
really?
They're
one
together.
of them, one of the chicks. Yeah, I think it is Barber.
It is. I know he dates a fighter now, though. I heard that too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you. Yeah, us corn dogs would get all hyped up about a freaking fight relationship. On to the next one. Everybody shut their damn mic. We've got. What the hell was the next fight? Sorry, I'm over here
Oh, come
rejecting.
on.
We're
You had a
rejecting.
masterclass performance.
I
I'm
think
rejecting.
Talbot Simon.
I'm rejecting a phone call over here. My bad. Yeah, Talbot versus Simon. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, when it's one leg that kills your parlay, oh well. The second leg here, Talbot versus Simon. You sons of bitches, y'all were also supposed to go the distance, and I'm assuming a lot of people got burned on it. But yeah, man, fucking Talbot. I didn't know where to rank him. I still don't know where to rank him, but I know the kid is pretty damn good. The lines that I have highlighted here: goes to distance, no, plus 145. Inside the distance, plus 255. Why do I have both? Oh, well, it's Taba inside the distance, plus 255. Knockout, plus 390. Round two, plus 650. And round two knockout, plus 800. You would think that the odds would be a little more juicy, but I guess the books kind of expected this to happen. I was didn't play anything other than the over on this one on that parlay, but I was on the Simon fight or Simon side, thinking he was going to be able to mix up the takedowns and everything and stretch out this fight, test Talbot a little more. Hell no, did he not have anything for Talbot? Uh, One thing I took away, man, Talbot's eyes. He's got great eyes for fighting. Um, he's evading strikes when he is getting hit. He's able to see it, so it doesn't really affect him that much. The angles that he's throwing from, the difference of striking that he's throwing, the composure. Like I said, I don't know where to rate him, but the kid's got skills. I don't know how far he's gonna go, but I cannot wait to see his next fight. Get him on a fight 2 weeks ago or 2 weeks in the future, 3 weeks in the future. I need more Talbot right now.
Bro, this kid is fucking fun. I remember watching the Contender Series. I am a sucker for strikers with like unorthodox styles. I don't know why. I'm just a fucking sucker for it. He's got a great fighting style. What impressed me was the fact that he just kept walking forward with pressure, taking shots, and just didn't care. He had no respect for Simon's power at all. Just walked right through his shit and fucking blitzed him. He caught him once, the knee, and then he got the knee that dropped him, and then after that, it was done. Like if you guys remember a while back, it was Khalil Roundtree against Roberson, where you watch that fight and you're like, dude, it just looks like he's beating the shit out of the bully who stole his lunch money over the last few years. Like he just put so much on him. Props to Simon and his chin, because I don't know how the fuck he lasted as long as he did. A lot of that stuff was landing flush. If you could hear, just like if you could hear the broadcast, the sound of those body shots that Talbot was putting on him, because he was going head, body, head. Those sound of those body shots, I have no idea how Simon lasted. Props to him. Talbot is nasty. He is fun. As long as you don't put him against like a pure grappler and you match make him properly, yeah, dude, this kid can be nice. And he's only 26. He's got plenty of time to grow and get better. Ozzy, what you got, man?
Yeah, man, you kind of covered it. I mean, Talbot looked just freaking amazing, man. I actually thought I was leaning towards Simon in this fight. Everyone kind of talked me out of it, and I kind of ended up just playing Simon sub, but never had a chance, man. Talbot just ran over this young kid. Sorry, he is a young kid, but Simon's young too, but he's had some real fights, man. He's fought some real good guys, but man, he just made him look like he didn't even belong. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Talbot. I imagine they're going to, take it really slow with him. They're gonna groom him a little bit, much like Pat did Rose, and just a little bit at a time. And they're not going to bite off too much that more than they can chew. They're gonna set him up with some good fights for sure, and it's going to be really fun watching this kid grow.
Zah, go ahead. You know when I mute my mic, I'm laughing a little too hard.
Wait, what's funny? Because his
Oh,
Us,
jeez.
tattoo is funny. He got a
us, Aussie sneaking in the grooming Rose line in there.
sheesh. But nah, to yeah, to piggyback, Talbot, yo, he's a great prospect. Like he has almost everything. I mean, we didn't really see his ground game, but his his punches and combinations is on another level. He got power. He's honestly a really good prospect. Simon's never been finished before, so to finish him, it's kind of a statement. And yeah, he's really good, man.
So I had seen a couple of people, and I don't know about the comparisons, but I had seen a couple of people comparing Talbot to Sean O'Malley, and it might be just the fro. Maybe it's the really good striking accuracy that he showed this past or last night. But one thing that I did want to bring up was the sound of the knee that Sugar landed on Chito, then the sound of the knee that fucking Talbot landed on Simon. That thing echoed through the fucking apex. That was, shout out to Simon's chin, man. Hope it didn't just get busted and broken at 23 years old, because the boy took a lot of damage in that one.
So, Usman, let me ask you, because I originally thought that when he threw that knee, it landed like flush on the knee. It actually caught like the side of his head and like his neck area. And so I'm watching the replay and I'm like, oh, dude, it like didn't even hit his face. And then I think about it, I'm like, you know what? But that's your neck. Like that still doesn't feel good. And I'm sure that kind of throws off just like your balance a little bit, and you wouldn't be able to move functionally with your neck. I can only imagine that pain.
Oh yeah, the equilibrium, man. That's like taking a 2x4 straight to the neck area. It's not gonna feel good, and it's gonna get you a little dizzy.
Well, one thing I will just quickly say is the one thing I see in Talbot that he needs to work on is his defense. His striking defense is not good. He gets his head snapped back in every fight. And he kind of really got taken down by a couple of guys earlier in his career. So he needs to avoid some wrestlers for sure. and just protect that chin.
Joe, good to
Yup.
see you, brother.
What's
Mr. Cap
happening?
MMA himself.
What's happening? I've been listening. I just wanted to comment that I actually watched that knockout probably, I don't know, I mean, dozens of times. Um, Not because I was so fascinated by it. I don't think that noise is him kneeing him. I think that noise is something else. The noise happens in every video I can find before the knee lands. Like like a quarter or a half a second before that knee lands, that noise happens. So, while it was a phenomenal knee, one of the best I've seen in a while, I don't want to say ever seen, one of the best I've seen in a while. At least the follow up on it was, I don't think that noise was from that knee. That's it. That's all I came on the mic for.
Maybe we got some conspiracies going on. Maybe it was him when he pushed off and one of the floorboards of the damn cage.
I think it
That's
was a corner, is what I'm saying. I think it came from like a corner. Like, I don't think it was anything funny. I just think the noise that was made lines up. You know, like, I don't know a better way to say it. Like, the noise that was made just happens to line up. I could be wrong, but bro, I watched it probably 3 dozen times on replay, cycling it, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think that's what that noise is.
I'll have to check it out, man. Cause yeah, that was it was loud as a motherfucker. Shocking that he didn't get finished directly off of that knee, and the dude ended up going off into the second round too. Up next, Edmund Shabazian versus AJ Dobson. This was one of those
Lego.
one of those fights where I was kind of an idiot and just fading the Shabazian. Luckily, I said I'll get in on that AJ line after the first round, hit that live spot because we know Shabazian is gonna come out and have a good first round. And well, the first half of the first round was a little rocky, man. I was thinking, well, shit, am I gonna not get a good line here? Maybe I should just stay off of it. And then I never even got the opportunity. Edmund Shabazian knockout, round one. AJ Dobson got his head drilled into the damn canvas by some ground and pound, and that was pretty damn nasty. We
Yeah,
got
bro.
under lines that I highlighted, under 2.5, minus 145. Goes the distance, no, minus 165. KO plus 150. Round one plus 250. And KO in round one plus 375. Like I said, this was another one of those fights where the lesson I'm taking is you can put a little bit of money on the most likely outcome for a fighter that has an outcome that is most likely, to say it in the most dumbest ways. We know Edmund Shabazian is going to come out really hard in the first round, try to get a finish in the first round before his gas tank fails him. Might as well throw a little bit on it because I don't know if I'm using it correctly. I believe so, but it's a plus EV play, right? I mean, that's what he does, and you're going to get some good money on it. Might as well. Andrew?
Yeah, man. I didn't bet many fighters on this card. I only took two fighters because, just like I said, I didn't feel like doing hours and hours of tape for this card. But I was very confident in this pick. On the space on Tuesday, I just mentioned that I don't really like Dobson's skill set. He's a little bit up there in age. Edmund, I did, although he lost his last fight. I do think that ever since he got into a new camp and he left the shitbird Edmund, the other Edmund, he's looked a lot better. It actually scared me because, like you said, that first half of the first round, I'm sitting there going, oh man, if this guy loses the first round, like he's in huge trouble. But he settled down after the first like 2.5 minutes, started connecting on his shots. He was able to get up. He actually had a nice takedown, but then he got reversed a couple times by Dobson, but he was able to get up. And then he started, settling down. He found himself a little bit, was starting to land a little bit more. And then he caught him with a left that to me didn't look all that hard, but it was in that ear area. So I totally get it. And then, like you had mentioned, that vicious ground and pound put him out cold. out cold. So it was definitely a fun fight while it lasted. It did cash me home on a two teamer, so I am happy about that. Ozzy, what you got, bro?
Yeah, I had a little bit on Shabazian submission at 10-1. I thought he had a chance to kind of taking his back, maybe get a choke. But did you say the under 2.5 was minus 145?
Let me see. I'm pulling it up right here. Dude, so I drew the split strat. On the split strat, I have it at. Oh wait, no, I got over. Yeah, over 2.5 was plus 100. Okay, so yeah, but over here closing, what I did the when I did the line research for today, under 2.5 was minus 145. Yes,
Oh, I don't know how I missed that, man. That what a line
deal.
that was. Like, even if Dobson wins in round three, which is the other side I played, it's probably in that first half of that round three. So yeah, that was a great line. I can't believe I missed that.
Hey, Austin, you want to hear something funny?
What's up, mate?
Um, so I was up and I was feeling confident. I said, let's just put in one more parlay for the end of the night. I'll go Talbot. I'll go over 1.5 on Tafa Carl. I'll go Rose Namajunas money line. And let me just take the plus money over 2.5 Edmund Shabazian and AJ Dobson. What an idiot! Like you're talking about, how did I miss that? I looked at it directly in the
You played
face
the
and
opposite.
said, "Yeah, let's do it. Fuck it."
That happens sometimes, man. It happens sometimes. But yeah, that under 2.5 was, yeah, fuck. I can't believe I didn't see it. Maybe my book was way off. I don't know.
So co-main event time. The fight we've all been waiting for, and it was
Fight of the
alright.
week, man.
It was alright. I mean,
Yeah.
for a couple of heavyweight shitbirds, it kept me on my toes a little bit. So I didn't go in with anything specific. I saw Dead. I think Dead was in the chat earlier, or in the space earlier. I saw he said that he was going on Goes the Distance, and I said, "Fuck it, it's plus money right now. I'll hit Goes the Distance after the first round just to shake some sweat off." And I caught it at minus 110. Really happy about that. It ended up cashing for me. Cool. I'm cool with that. Lines I highlighted: Goes the Distance, where it closed at before the fight started, was plus 140. Over 1.5, minus 175. Easy play right there. Two heavyweight shitbirds. We know that. Over 2.5, if you have those alternatives, plus 145. And then goes to decision, or Williams by decision was plus 175. So another lesson on, like, you could have not bet anything and just bet Tafa KO at plus money, and then bet Carl Williams decision at plus 175. The two most likely outcomes for these fighters. He would have probably ended up in the plus money range. So, like I said, another lesson learned on this one.
Yeah, man. My thought going into this fight, because we said it at the beginning of this space, we say it all the time. Two low level heavyweights, most of the time it's going over. The only difference is with this one, obviously Tafa has knockout power, and being the heavyweight division, he can land one punch and put you out. So that for me was enough to hold me off the over. Looking back, hindsight's 2020. Yeah, I should have known better. I should have known that punch wasn't going to come. Carl Williams obviously was going to wrestle. Although, what did also scare me is that Carl Williams slows down as the fight goes. So I was thinking maybe second or third round, Tough had a chance. Just take that one shot and get him out of there. But it never came. Like I said, looking back, the over was the easy play. I did not play it. I did not play this fight at all. This fight was terrible. It was very boring. I think I went and grabbed a drink from the fridge during this fight, and I didn't miss any action. So, Ozzy, what you got on this one, bro?
Yeah, man, I just love betting on one-dimensional fighters, and both of these guys are 100% one-dimensional. You knew exactly what Tafel was going to do, exactly what Williams was going to do, and yeah, Williams just did it better. And I had some Williams decision at plus 230, and I even had him in a parlay with an NBA bet and Padilla by sub, and $5 paid almost 200 on that one. So yeah, Williams. I mean, he's not good, man. He's really not. He gasses for his style of taking down these big boys. Takes a lot of energy, man. He got what, like 7 takedowns or something on this guy. Let me just check. 7 of 12. Yeah, I mean, and Taffa made it easy for him, man. Throwing like fucking flying knee in the first round to get taken down. Threw a head kick that got stuck on his shoulder and he just fell down because he couldn't stretch his leg that high. Uh, Taffa just fought stupid. He should not be kicking anything higher than a knee, or he's just going to get taken down every time. Um, Williams looked just absolutely terrible in that third round. He's always going to be position over submission, over strikes, everything. He's not going to start doing anything till the ref's going to stand you up. And that's why I just like betting on this guy decision. That's 3 decisions in a row for him, I think, all unanimous. Yeah, I'm gonna keep playing this. I think against these low level guys, but as soon as someone can sprawl on this dude, he's going to be in big trouble.
Ozzy, I'm so glad you mentioned that too, because I was going to say this was the fight for me where I'm like, okay, if you can't finish Justin Taffa on the ground, a guy who is completely foreign to that, if you can't finish him, I'm sold on it. Like this guy can't even finish his fucking dinner. So I knowing that, um, going forward, if he's going to fight guys where he has the grappling advantage, and I know that the opponent cannot stop the takedown, yeah, just Ozzy said, these Cara Williams fights are going to be free overs. But the minute he fights someone who can withstand the takedown defense, or have that takedown defense, I should say, he's going to get mollywopped.
Yeah, and I was sweating a little bit in that third round. Fucking gassed Williams was getting tagged up a little bit and just going head down, just reaching for legs, trying to get that takedown. I guess we'll put a little bit of props on Williams for surviving, trying his hardest. Good heart on that one. But if anything, with the shit IQ of Tafa, that was your moment to fucking throw that knee. He's just walking straight forward with his body hunched over and his fucking face right at knee level. Give it to him then.
Yeah, I'm glad you reminded me of that actually, because when he went for that takedown in that third round, it wasn't even a single leg; it was a single toe, man. He was holding onto that toe for his dear life, mate. He had nothing left. He was just like he was praying, holding onto that toe, and whatever happened, Taffa just fell over. But it was, yeah, it was a bad spot to be in too, man. He had absolutely nothing left to give.
Hey, Aussie, when we did the breakdowns for this past Tuesday, I was gonna try to do my best Aussie accent because I know you had just brought up the fact that Tafa has a 100% takedown defense, but it's off of 2 tries against a couple of shitbirds.
Yeah, Harry
And
Hunsucker and some other fucking nerd. Yeah.
I was gonna say like that was gonna get smashed this coming weekend. Well, he's sitting at 50% takedown defense, so we kind of hit that one perfect on the nail.
Dude, I
Yeah,
think
hundred
I
percent.
mentioned that in the space last Tuesday when I was reading the tail of the tape. I'm like, oh, this is surprising. Justin Taffa has 100% takedown defense. Too bad he's never actually fought an actual grappler. I'm like, that shit's gonna change. And then at one point throughout the fight yesterday, Usman, you were like, yep, that 100% went down to 29%. And I'm just sitting there like, Jesus.
Oh, Aussie, another thing that I wanted to bring up. I was thinking about you before this fight started, and I don't know. Give me something that Australians wear. Well, what do they call shorts? Do they call them knickers or something?
Knickers. No,
Knickers? No.
knickers. That's for a girl's panties. We call them knickers. Yeah.
Well, then I should have put on my big knickers and bet the play because over 2.5 takedowns for Carl Williams was plus 145. Plus
Yeah.
145, and I was scared. I was like, oh man, he could get knocked out. Nah, fuck it, let's not do it. And then he got 4 in the first round. I was like, fuck, man, I could have not sweated anything and just played that.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, that's one other bet I did have. Was Williams money line and Williams to get a takedown was like minus 120, and that was pretty crazy. I'm limited at that book, so they don't let me get much on it. But that was just an easy bet, I thought.
Did you say to get a takedown?
One takedown
Like one
plus
takedown?
Yeah, and to win. And he was never going to win without a takedown.
Right. That's
You know.
insane. That's a sharp ass
Yeah.
bet, bro.
Yeah, I've been playing them the last 3 weeks, but like I said, I can't get much on them. I have to use the father-in-law's account, and then it's a fucking pain in the ass.
Bro, you got to get in on these Tuesday spaces when we're breaking these cards down, man. That way you can come back and collect your flowers every week.
Yeah, we'll have to do something for sure.
So now, time for the actual main event that I feel like nobody really cared about. You know how I know nobody cared about this fight? Because MMA Twitter wasn't crying, ugh, WMMA main event. Ugh, we got Amanda Ribas in the main event. This is bullshit. I didn't see any of that. So I assume people didn't give a fuck about this fight at all. Rose Namajunas versus Amanda Ribas. Rose skates by with a decision. I know Gabe was in the chat talking about like, why in the world are we getting plus 125 for Rose by KO? And like for real, it's not like she's Tafa and she's gonna fucking knock out every other fighter that she fight that gets in the cage with. Lines I highlighted with this one: over 4.5 plus 105. I don't know. I guess the books thought there was gonna be a finish too. That's weird. Goes to decision plus 140. What the fuck? That's it. And Rose by decision plus 240. Very, very weird. And like I said, another lesson. Fucking high probability of what's going to happen. Rose is going to have the striking advantage, get the decision. That's exactly what happened. And you got three plus money plays there to cash on if you took any single one of them. No controversy either. I know some people thought Ribas did well, and she did. I think she took the fifth and the third round, but everything else was pretty close. And even the fifth round, it was just a low activity from Rose. Not much to say about this one. Anybody?
Yeah. This
You could
was
give it an
what was that? Okay. Um, yeah, this was an interesting one. I took Rose. This was the second fighter I took on the card. I was very confident in her, and she cashed me
hello.
home.
Can
So
you guys hear me? My Wi-Fi is acting.
Za, we can hear you. I think you can't hear us. So I don't know. I know you've been leaving the space a lot. Sorry, brother. Just bugs. Go ahead, Andrew.
yeah, so Rose cashed me out. So I hit both of my bets this week. Um, he- Here's what I'll say, man. I did say in the space last week, I said there was a shot that she could knock her out just because I was expecting her to kind of outclass he boss. I'm like, okay, she's been fighting nothing but fucking champions. And then she just last fought Fior. And I was like, this is a step down in competition for her. I was like, I think this will be good. Amanda Hebos loves to get hit. She isn't necessarily the best at taking damage. And she's not even like a super big girl. She's not like a natural flyweight. You know what I mean? She came from the strawweight division too. So I was like, oh, dude, Rose is just going to completely outclass this woman. I was wrong. I agree she won the fight. And I think we actually have the same scorecard, Usman, because I gave 3 and 5 to Hebus and 1, 2, and 4 to Rose as well. So we're on the same page there. Um, she did enough to get the win. But what I will say is that her championship form is gone and it's not coming back. She does not look the same at all. Um, she actually slowed down a little bit throughout the fight, which is a little bit surprising too. She's getting hit more, which is the most concerning thing for me. She's getting hit more. And her power, I feel, just is not transitioning into the flyweight division. You know what I mean? She got outclassed by Fior for two and a quarter rounds in the last fight, and now she faces Hebos. And Hebos, granted, her face didn't look very good at the end of the fight, but she didn't seem like she was having trouble taking those punches. You know what I mean? Like she wasn't showing that it was hurting her. Her face was showing damage, but it did. She wasn't showing that she was hurt. So I don't know about Rose in this division, at least in championship form. I don't think she'll ever be a champion again. If she wants to stick around and fight some up and comers, she can. But Yeah, I think the best days of Rose that we've seen, man, are gone. Joe, you are the man. You go ahead, bud.
I just wanted to follow up comment on what you said. Anyways, you got to remember, 115 is a few 125ers that can make 115. Um, a, f- a handful of 115 fighters that really are 115, and a lot of 105 fighters that went up. A lot of 105 fighters that went up. Fighting at 115 and fighting at 125 in the UFC are like, it's leagues apart in my opinion. Um, just the size, the pure strength you're going to deal with. Yeah, so like what you were saying about how it's not transitioning, I don't think it ever will. I think that I don't think we'll I don't think we're likely to see anybody ever, maybe someone, but I don't think that it'll be a common thing where women go from 115 to 125. I think 125 to 135 is probably a better shot because at least those are 135ers, women at 140 coming down. Women that get down to 115, they're small most of the time. So if you were one of the women that is a 125 or cutting down to 115, when you go up to 125, you're fighting a bunch of fucking 135ers that are cutting down to 125. So I don't know, whatever that's worth. I'm just backing up what you said. I don't think we see Rose get a knockout at 125. If we do, great for her, but it's not going to be a trend. It's not going to be what she did at 115. That's my time, Aussie.
Yeah, I kind of agree with everything you said. Actually, yeah, I scored it the same as you guys. I had rebars 3 and 5, but all three judges had round 5 for Rose, which I thought was interesting. Even if they had a scored it for Rebus, the best Rebus would have got is one judge would have given her the fight. The other two still would have been split for Rose. Um, but yeah, I looked at the odds for this fight early, and Rose, there was really no good props on Rose. Everything was kind of like, I think her KO was plus 300, her sub was plus 400, her decision was chalk, and I just looked at it and I'm like, I don't see anything good. And then I heard some people talking about Rose submission at plus 1200. I was like, freaking, what are you talking about? And I went back and looked, and sure enough, yeah, I got her at plus 1400 by sub, and unfortunately she didn't get it. But I thought that that was a prop that was way off. Um, yeah, it didn't hit unfortunately, but other than that, I didn't think there was anything really good on here. I had a little bit of Rebus decision at, I think I got a plus 500. But other than that, it was. I guess it was an entertaining fight. I don't think anyone needed to see it go 5 rounds. I think we would have been happy with 3 rounds and a better main event, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not sure what Rose does from here going forward. I mean, I don't see. I mean, this was 5 rounds for a reason. Maybe they want to put her in a title shot soon or something. If she gets another win, we'll see what happens with Furo and Blanchfield next week. But yeah, it wasn't really like, I didn't think it was an amazing fight by any means. And we have seen Rose in pretty amazing fights.
I didn't think it was all that great of a fight. I'll just throw that out too. I'm off the mic. Go ahead, Usman.
Yeah, no, I mean, repeating sentiments at this point because it was just all right. I mean, I want to see what's gonna come next for Rose. Not that I think she's gonna go on this crazy win streak in the division or anything, but let's just see where she stacks up with the rest of these girls. I think the perfect matchmaking is gonna be Macy Barber. I was joking about it last night, but actually, it kind of just makes perfect sense. And if she wins that, then fuck it. Let's see if she can get to that title shot opportunity, even if she's taking a loss to one of the top girls right now. But
Macy will look huge next to Rose, man. She will look massive.
oh, and that's another thing that I was thinking of while y'all were talking was like one of these girls said that they are going to stay at 125 indefinitely, and another one of these girls said that she will be bouncing up and down, taking any fights that they give her at 115. And that was Amanda Ribas. Amanda Ribas is going to be bouncing up and down. Rose says that 125 is her new home. She's going to be the smaller fighter. Amanda Ribas didn't look much bigger, but to me, she looked bigger. Yeah, the size is going to be crazy. That's why I'd like to see the Macy Barber fight, because I do think she'll be way bigger. The size is going to lend to her style, but if she doesn't pick up her striking even better, we saw it work against Chukagan. I still, I still think Rose has pretty good striking for the women's division. So I would like to see that matchup. Anybody
Dude,
else on the main event?
I think her
Going
against.
once, going twice, going three times. Andrew, how are you doing on time, brother?
Oh, I'm chilling, bro.
He was about to say something, and you were like, going once, going
Oh,
twice. What
oh,
do you got?
I didn't see it. My bad. I got my eyes off the screen.
Oh, you're good. I was just gonna say, I think
Andrew,
that I think that's a. Can you hear
hit me
me?
with something.
Can you hear me?
He's probably taking a piss or something.
You
Oh,
can't
you
hear him,
can't.
Usman. You can't hear. He's trying to
You
talk.
can't.
Son of a gun.
There you go. That all makes sense there. Usman, what you should actually do is step down as a host, then remove
Oh,
your
I
mic,
removed him as a co-host first.
yeah, and then close your app and
Yeah.
shit. Like if you do it the right way, you can usually get sound right back. What were you gonna say about that,
I
Andrew?
was gonna say that I actually agree with that matchmaking. I think that fight makes a lot of sense. Macy's on her way up. Rose finally gets a win. I know she was calling for a potential rematch with Manon, and I know some people on Twitter were, dude, that makes absolutely no fucking sense. That's not happening. No chance at all that happens. Yeah, I think that is the fight to make next, and I think it'll be a good fight, dude. I really do. I think whether they strike or whether it goes to the ground, it'll be
You're
interesting.
talking about the Barber fight or the Manon
No,
fight?
Barber and Rose, if that happens.
I think that's probably the best situation for Rose. I don't know. I think a lot of them women up at 125 put it on Rose, and not like in a disrespectful way, where I'm talking about like Rose just don't have the skill. Like that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like there's just the power, man. Rose is gonna face real power struggles at 125 in my opinion. And as soon as she runs into a real grappler like them top few, yeah, I just don't see how it transitions for her at 125 at all. Just my opinion, man.
No, dude, I wholeheartedly agree, bro. I just I thought at first, like when she first announced she was going to 125, I was just like, why? Like you're not even a big girl. And in my opinion, she's not even thick. Like I think she's a very thin girl. Maybe she's a little bit bigger than I think, and maybe that weight cut is a little bit tough for her. But I definitely didn't see it that way. But yeah, if you look at the rankings, I'm trying to look at them right now.
So I have up our new rankings. I can't wait to post them for you guys. It's little cards with the whole rankings on them. I just finished them fucking 5 minutes ago. Man. So yeah, if you go over to the rankings, I think what really happened is Rose at strawweight, she's been passed. So what we're seeing with the women in MMA is what we've seen with the early generations of the men, where you don't necessarily have to go out on your shield. You're gonna because you know, I don't know if you guys ever watched Cars, but you're Lightning McQueen and think you still fucking got it, and you don't. You're gonna. But the women are. We're gonna see the upgrades and talent come in chunks. It's not. I'm not talking about like Izzy comes through and these superstars come through anymore. No, I'm just talking about entire upgrades. Like when I look at strawweight, I don't. When I look at the top of strawweight, like I don't think Rose beats Wei Lee. I don't think she beats Yan. I don't think she beats Tatiana. Um,
You don't think she beats
yeah,
Wei Lee, someone she's beaten twice?
no, not at this point. I think they changed. Yeah, I just at. Do you think she beats Wei Lee now? Honestly, do you?
Probably not, but given that she's gotten her ass whooped twice.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Just when you look at 115 and where the top of that division is, bro, she's not competitive there anymore.
Yeah,
She was the queen. She was the queen for a minute, but she's not competitive there
I
anymore.
don't think Rose
I
has
think
another war in her, Joe. I think you're right. I don't think she doesn't have another one of those fights left.
no, and like what like I am not at I'm not even being negative. So we're gonna look at 125, Grasso, Shevchenko, Blanchfield, Fior, Barber. Yeah, fucking right.
Well, she's
Like
not going to fight
I
Valentina because Valentina's retiring after her next fight, regardless of win or lose.
does she beat any of them? Grasso, Shevchenko, Blanchfield,
So,
Fior,
so she
Barber.
already
Do you
got
think?
boxed up by Fior. She's probably not going to
Yeah.
fight Blanchfield, and if she does, I think she's just going to get grappled to death. Um,
Oh, manhandle,
yeah, for sure.
manhandle.
Like Usman said, Barber is the most likely one. She could fight Andrade to I guess to get her a top 5 win, so she could fight for the title if that's what they were aiming at. That would be a fun fight. I'd be interested in that fight. But yeah, she's going to fight someone in the top 5, and that is your top 5. So
Yeah, I don't know. I'm done shitting on her because I don't want to shit on her. Whatever. I just, yeah, whatever. Usman had fucking lagged out with his fucking crappy West Coast connection over there, so I just figured I'd jump in and cover space for a
bitch,
while.
he's not on the West Coast. Don't disrespect my time like that.
Where's he?
I'm from the South, from the real South, from the
Where's
Mexican border,
you're from? Where?
the deep South, dog, dirty South,
What's the name of the state?
Texas.
Yeah, homie, I'm Midwest. You're West Coast, bro. You might not like it. You're West Coast. You might not
You know
like
what?
it.
So I went to training with a guy from Tennessee who was like, "No, man, you're not the South. You're the West. I'm
Yeah,
from the South." And I
yeah,
was like, "Dude,
yeah,
no. Like,
100%,
look at it geographically. Where I'm
bro.
from, I'm from the bottom tip of Texas." In the Rio Grande River, I am in Mexico. I am the most south of America. What the fuck?
That's not nah, bro. But you're West Coast.
What? I
That,
don't eat. My coast is actually on the east. The only
bro,
coast
listen.
Texas
I'm
has is the
telling you.
east.
I'm just telling you how the rest of the country looks at it. Right? It
It's
goes
so down.
Texas. Listen to me. It goes Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana. You know that line that goes almost straight up, right? That's everything from Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana is West Coast. Everything that comes the other way is kind of Midwest for the most part. And if you want to know about down south, this don't even make no sense, right? Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Georgia, the Carolinas, Virginia, Kentucky, Tennessee. Those are all down south, bro. All of them. Even West Virginia can pull it off, bro. And they're damn near.
Exactly. That's
Yeah,
my point. Y'all are on a flawed system. West Virginia, them fuckers
that's
get
how it
snow.
works, bro.
I'm so south. I don't see. I see snow
So
every
let
10
me
years.
clarify for you to make you feel better. You are from Texas. You are not associated with being a hick. It
Shit,
is what
boy,
it is.
you don't know Texas then. Hey, just so you know, Joe,
Nah, but
that line you're talking about, that
when you're from,
Texas, Wyoming, or Texas, Colorado line, that's called the Central Time Zone, bud.
yeah, that's the West Coast.
I love the
Almost
way
like it's in the
Tracy
No,
center of
became
the
an
U.S. or
center,
something.
Italian.
center, and then I'm at the very bottom. I'm the south, motherfuckers.
Nah, bro, that ain't how it works. Listen, I'll give you a pass if you can tell me why the Midwest is called the Midwest.
Because Kanye said so.
Yeah.
I can't believe Americans don't know this, bro. Do you know why the Middle East is called the Middle East? For fucking Christ's sakes,
Pangea,
Because it's
motherfucker.
in the
That's all you
middle
need to
of the
know.
east, bro.
Pan fucking Gia.
Western Hemisphere, Eastern Hemisphere, Center, Middle. What the fuck, guys? I went to Detroit public schools and didn't even have books. I swear to God. How the fuck do you guys not know this?
Look, bro, ask me science questions. Don't ask me geology.
I'm done. This ain't an MMA space no more.
Geology? Did you just say geology? The study of rocks?
That was the joke. That was the joke.
Man,
Anyways, Andrew, do we have time to hit like a couple of fights off this next card, or we're
Bro,
good?
we can do whatever you want, my man. I'm good.
Okay, man. If Andrew's got time, let's Zod. No, not Zod. Doesn't have a mic. Aussie, go ahead. Give us a fight. Let's talk about it next week.
man, this Albo Arslan Anton Turkali fight. This I did some research on it last night. I was in a space with some blokes, and they're throwing thousands of dollars on this Turkali guy. I'm laughing. And then I started looking more into it, man. I think they're on the right side here. If this is a rematch, first of all. Takali beat him last time, I think, in the second round, from what I can remember. He's come out. He's fought some decent guys. I mean, that Petrino fight was really sloppy. We know about Petrino now, man. He might be the real deal.
Talking about the
Takali,
pleasure man.
yeah, the pleasure man. Yeah, the pleasure man got Petrino's back a couple times in that fight, and didn't quite get his hooks in. He kind of slipped off a little bit, but if he gets him against this, I don't know, is it Ebo, Aslam, whatever his name is? It's going to be game over once again, and I can't imagine that's not his game plan. He's already taken him down and tapped him out once before. I'm not sure why they're redoing this fight, but um, yeah, I'm definitely going to be looking at the Takali sub props when it comes out. And if anything, if you're on the Aslan side, it's probably KO1. I mean, he's a big, strong, scary looking dude. So yeah, it's it's probably going to be an easy fight to cap, to be honest. I'd like to hear someone else's opinion though, if you guys disagree.
Dude, I don't know if anyone here has looked at that fight yet. Trace, have you taped that fight yet at all?
No, I usually do tape on Tuesdays.
Yeah, I
Got you.
wouldn't have myself if I wasn't in a space with some guys last night, but they were all over the pleasure man.
I mean, honestly, Petrino from memory has overall not really impressed in his UFC. I mean, neither has Dakali, but I didn't even know this was a rematch. I mean, I know they. Yeah, I don't have anything on this fight honestly. Without going to the tape, I don't even want to give off like bullshit information to y'all. So yeah, I'll get back with you Tuesday for sure.
Well, what about Petrosky and Malkoon then?
Well, it's really, I mean, for me, it would come down to, do you think that Petrosky gets him out of there in the first or second round? Because Petrosky's a notorious gasser. Malkoun does have a questionable chin, has been finished a few times, but we do know that he's a grinder and he can push a pace and keep the pace. So it's really, do you think he's able to knock out Malkoun in the first round or two, or submit him?
Yeah, yeah, or
Otherwise, it's
maybe
pretty
grab a
much
neck.
Malkoun
Yeah,
from there. I could
yeah.
see that
I
fight being a
guess.
split decision for sure. I could see that being one of Usman's split props this week.
Yeah, it's just another one where Malkoon, he's not that busy on the ground. He's going to get position, he's going to hold position, but is he really going to do any damage on the ground? And we've seen even Tafa won a round last week on the weekend against Carl Williams. So, yeah, I don't know, man. The way they're judging fights this year, they're really doing damage over everything else. And we're going to see some of these dominant wrestlers take a loss in some of these what we think are close fights. I think. Yeah, I'll be like you said, real interested to see because if he wins the first half of the round standing, he's probably going to get that round, even if he finishes the second half on his back if he's not taking damage. So yeah, that's how I'm going to kind of be capping these fights moving forward, unless the judges start changing things up again.
Yeah, I mean, it's to the point where you have to just take damage over control time now. I mean, it's the problem is for so long it was just a if you were on top, you were winning, and now
Yep.
they're finally like they're supposed to be doing it the damage for the longest time, but they did. But now they're finally doing it. But it's like, are they doing it this week? Are they doing it next week? Each week's different. There's the criteria for a while was week to week, but now they seem to be focusing more on the damage. So yeah, in a close fight, obviously, if Malkoun is just mostly just hovering and hanging on to him, if he's pretty fucked up, I would probably just go ahead and give that round to Malkoun or to Petrosian or Petrosky, excuse me.
I'm glad you guys mentioned that because if you were in last Sunday's space with us, um, Usman basically enunciated how grappling works in terms of scoring in a very good way. He was basically talking about how top control isn't effective grappling, but if you advance positions and you attempt submissions and stuff like that, then it becomes effective grappling, and you can score points for it. Joe, what's up, bro?
No, you guys stick on this card for a minute. I was going to bring up a fight that's off of this card, so I'll wait till you guys are done with this one.
Usman, what
That
is up with your internet, bro?
I don't know what was going on. Like Aussie was talking about Pleasure Man, and then I couldn't hear anything. I left. I could hear fine. Came back as soon as I got the mic. I once again couldn't hear him or Teresa talking about anything. But I know we're on the Petrosky and Malkoun fight, and man, I'm excited for that one. The tough fan in me wants to take Petrosky at plus 170, but like kind of feel like Jacob Malkoun can, as long as he doesn't fucking get hit hard, which is hard against Petrosky. I feel like he can go ahead and match him on the grappling and take that decision, man. I don't like the minus 200 line, but if we're going to look at, I don't know who's the better grappler because Petrosky does have that jiu-jitsu lineage over there. Um, but what I would look for is who's got the more grappling endurance. Because we know Petrosky likes to grapple. We know Malkoun, that's his bread and butter. That's what he wants to do as well. When these two boys start grappling, and I don't think Malkoun is the kind of guy that's going to be like, oh, I can't get you down. Let's just strike. No, I think he's going to keep on going for it. So whoever gets tired faster is going to be the loser, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Petrosky's, clearly the better wrestler, and then I think Malkoun's the better BJJ guy.
I feel like you have a Ferrari going against a Prius. He's gonna win the race early, but overall for the long trip, the gas mileage is in the favor of the Prius. Man, I feel like
I
that's a
was
perfect
wondering where you were
metaphor for
going with
this.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
I'll turn it around. Don't worry, I'll turn it around. But yeah, I just feel like for like it's just gonna be whether he can smoke him really early or whether if it goes the distance like everybody's alluding to, it's in the favor of Malkoun.
What about Herbert Burns, man? He's like playing plus 450 or something. I watched a bunch of his fights today. He's um he's kind of fun to take, man. Win or lose, he's not really in some many stinkers, but he's kind of round one sub or bust, I would assume, against
Yeah, you get
so
that quit in them for sure.
he does, man. He got that quick, man. Yeah, he'll pull guard, man. I watched the fight today. He's pulling guard and shit. Yeah, he doesn't want to be on the feet at all. So yeah, it's gonna be
But funny enough, he put Nate the Train to sleep. Man, that's
he
crazy.
did, man. He kneed him right in his face. Nate let him up too. He's like, no, 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 get up, get up. Then he gets up a few seconds later. He's kneeing him in the head, and he knocked him out cold.
Yeah,
Man,
huge upset.
I will not be putting any money on anything Herbert Burns related. Um, he can fuck you up by getting a stupid submission, and if the going gets tough, he will walk his ass right out of that fucking cage. Maybe the under, right?
Hey, no, no, let me stop you because he won't walk his ass out of the cage. He'll actually get carried
Yeah,
his ass out of
that's
the
right.
cage.
I knew exactly where you were going with that. Good shit. Yes, Gilbert Burns, the best brother in the world, will fucking hoist him on his shoulders. And
Was that his
yeah,
last fight? Was that
I don't
against
know
Algeo or Pineda?
when he got carried. I want to say it was. I don't know. I really don't know.
It might have been his last fight. So his
Listen, guys,
yeah.
I just want to remind you really quick. I have my hand up for something else later, so I can't like throw it up like, oh, let me in right now. I just want to remind you guys. Herbert Burns fucking
Oh, he's
sucks.
garbage.
He sucks,
He's
yeah.
garbage. But if he gets your neck or something, it's over. That's why I said I won't touch any of this.
Yeah, but if
I
his
mean,
money line is plus
he's
450,
fucking horrible.
maybe his sub one is you can get it at plus 1,000. That's what I'm kind of
He
thinking.
subs all of us in the same day, but like short of that,
Nah, bro. We
you
we
know,
one of us could definitely clip his ass for sure.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
no, yeah, no, for sure though. Like if you're gonna play the Gillett Burn or the Herbert Burns side, it's like sub one, and like if you can find something that lets you sub under like under half a round, like hammer that shit. Like, cause it's he's 2.5 minutes of sub
Yeah.
threat, and then he is a dead man.
Because he could get gassed
listen,
out
I
in that
just want
first.
you guys to know that in 24 pro fights, Julian Arce has only been subbed one time. It was in 2016. It was 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 fights ago. And it was to Brian Kelleher when he was in Ring of Combat. So, dude is not one that is easily submitted. Just to be
He's
clear.
fighting. He's fighting Julio Arce.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's dead, dude.
Yeah,
Arce's got some nice hands on him.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Arce's got 5 knockouts, 5 submissions of his own, and 18 wins. So, um, yeah, I haven't looked into that fight, but at a glance, I'm assuming Arce is the
Oh, he's
favorite.
big favorite.
Like I
Oh
haven't.
yeah, huge favorite. But Arce at one point was considered a prospect. I'm pretty sure he came off the contender centers, if I'm not mistaken. But like at one
Yeah, he
point, they
beat
were looking
quite.
at him. Like I think that Ige, I'm pretty sure it was him and Ige had a fight that was kind of like a
Yeah.
contender eliminator, so to say. I guess you'd say kind of like the Peyton Talbot
Yeah,
fight.
he beat him in.
Go ahead.
He beat Ige in decision. That was the fight after he got off of. It was Dana White Contender Series, and then he fought Dan Ige and beat him by unanimous decision.
Under 1.5, and that's it. That's all we need to touch for this fight, guys.
Yeah, I think you're right, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
My
probably gonna. You
Hey,
need to
brother,
jump
I
on
just
that
want
quick.
you to know.
That's gonna be juiced very
I just
fast.
want you to know. In 24 fights, Arce has been under 1.5 twice. Once was his debut. Once was in 2014. I'm looking at times here for you, bro. Okay, he lost against Song Yadong, second round, 1 minute 35 seconds. But in 24 fights, that man has only went under 1.5 three
but
times.
he's
Be
never
careful.
fought
Yeah,
Herbert
I
Burns.
was about to say this is his first time fighting Herbert Burns.
Yeah, that's fair as
No, but
fuck.
Joe,
I
you're
mean,
onto something because over and unders are they're out and minus 115 for both. The book said, "Hey, fuck it, let y'all decide."
For what?
yeah, if you don't think that, I would say if you don't think Julio Arce can finish Herbert Burns, then just take the over. I don't. There's no fucking way Herbert Burns wins that fight, bro. There's just no fucking way.
Herbert
Did you
Burns
say
gonna come
the
out here
under
and
one
juice
and
to
a
the gills.
half? Under 1.5 is minus 115. Did you say?
On Bet Online right now, yes.
Oh
Let me
man.
make sure. Herbert Burns, Arce under 1.5 minus 115. Both of them over and under minus 115. The books really, they're just saying bet it.
What's the
Take
two
a
and a
side
half?
bet.
Is there a 2.5 out?
No, Bet Online doesn't give alternatives, and the
Ah,
props won't drop till tomorrow.
okay. Yeah, because under 2.5, even if it's minus 300, that's a parlay piece, man. That's easy. That's a easy just chuck in.
Let's talk about the main event, guys. Melissa Gatto versus Victoria Dudikova. No, nobody.
What? That's really the main event?
No, I'm just
Oh, I was like,
that's
Jesus
my
Christ.
that's my main event. Melissa Gatto at minus 170. Man, I kind of like Victoria Judikova here, only because Melissa Gatto was like she thinks she's a sub threat and she'll accept bottom position. Over is at minus 200 already, over 2.5. I don't know. I think Victoria Judikova by decision is a pretty good bet right there. Even though I do like Melissa Gatto's body, that bitch is lean.
Over,
Yeah,
over,
you
over.
you need to send her a dick pic and shoot your shot, I think, Usman.
No,
Us-
no, no.
Usman, that's not the main event because the real main event is my girl Loopy and Virna Jandaroba.
Your girl,
Man,
bro. I've been Loopy's biggest fan.
Bro, don't even fucking get me started.
You guys know your girl Luffy's gonna lose that fight, right?
you tell him, Joe. I'll tell you
Fuck
right
out.
now.
Yeah, like, you guys are not even questioning it because you're in love with Loopy. Like I know Loopy, fuck off. You know she's losing that fight, right?
You better watch your
Bro,
mouth.
Verna's such an ugly fighter, man. Like everything she does in the
I
fight
don't
cage is
give a.
ugly.
Hey, you want to know what the ugly bitches were doing? Learning how to beat up the pretty bitches while the pretty bitches were out
Who
fucking
said that? Oh, it's
dudes.
Sean
I
Strickland.
don't.
You sound like Sean Strickland. I always bet on the ugly fighter.
Yeah, bro. There's a reason. I'm listen. I don't. I just clicked over to the site. That plus money on Jandaroba is fucking insane to me.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Werner,
That's crazy.
I
Werner
don't
is
know, man.
so
I
good
feel
on
like
the
Luffy
ground,
wins that
man.
pretty handily.
Werner's gonna stare into her with a one good eye, put a spell on Loopy, man, and it's gonna be over.
Verna's gonna be on her back for most of the fight, trying to fucking throw Hail Mary subs up that aren't gonna work.
Verna is going to physically be too strong for Loopy, and all that stuff you guys are talking about is rubbish.
We'll see, my friend.
Look,
Yeah.
fuck this fight. Let's go on to the real main event.
This
Is
should be a pay per view with all these main events, man.
You better not say cheaty, bro.
is TD gonna knock
God
the fuck
damn
out
it,
of
man.
Reese McKee or what, man? Like, what are they
Oh,
doing with this fight?
It's who? Chitty and Reese McKee?
Yes, man.
I don't know, man. Reese McKee's fucking tough, dude. If he's able to eat, I mean, he's always gonna do is survive the first round.
Yeah, I know. I came off of I'm coming off of a good bet on Michael Alexeychuk against Chidi and Jaquani. I knew that was gonna be a real good one, especially at plus money.
Oh yeah, I cashed
But
that too as well.
fuck, like Reese McKee, he's gonna get bonked, is he? Like that's my first lean just looking at it.
I mean, dude, this my man ate like 400 strikes from Hamzat and couldn't get knocked out. He's got stopped by the ref. I don't know, man. He's tough. I mean, the striking, the cleanness of the strikes is definitely gonna be a big determining factor. But man, I think Chitty's I think he's a head case, man. I think he gets himself too hyped up and then he gasses out.
Oh, for sure. Like you said, it's one round of fury. That
It's fucking furious, man. But I mean, he's I think he's had excellent matchups so far in the UFC with people that are there to be hit and not notoriously the best chins. I mean, realistically, he could have put away RoboCop if he landed clean. Uh, but I don't think I think Reese McKee is there to be hit, but I think the chin's gonna hold up.
I mean, look, I like RoboCop way more than I'll ever like Chidi and Jaquani. But god damn, that fight should have been stopped. I don't care if RoboCop came back to win it. That dude had a gigantic fucking ice cream scoop of his face taken out. I don't know how that shit was. You could see the vein in his fucking forehead. That was ridiculous, man. And he came back to win.
My first artery.
Sheesh. Anybody else got another fight they want to talk about real quick?
I got one, a future one not on this card. I'm sincerely want to hear everybody's take. I'm not even going to give a take. I just want to
Hit
hear
us with it.
who you guys really taking in the Tyra Elliott fight.
Oh God, here we
I mean,
go.
it's definitely it's Tyra is the side. I mean, I don't think we're going to see a situation where to me, of the two, of Muhammad and Tyra, I think Muhammad is the fraud, and I think Tyra might be the real deal. Uh, Initially, I thought it was going to be Tyra was going to be the bust, but it seems like he's able to kind of hold his own on the feet. I'm not going to put a lot of money or not a lot of stock in that knockout, but yeah, he seems to be improving for sure.
Which fight are we talking about?
Tim Elliott, Tatsura Tyra.
Oh, well, this is like the second time we've talked about this one, huh? Yeah,
Oh, I'm sure it'll get talked about 2 or 3 more times before this is all said and done.
yeah. I'm really not that high on Tyra. I know you're not either. I know you're on Elliot, but Tyra, what was he last time? Like a minus 800 or 900 man, and couldn't get him out of there. Didn't really sell out for a finish or anything. I mean, Elliot's going to bring it out of him. He's
Didn't
going to
he
have
knock out the
to.
guy on the feet? I
Elliot's
thought.
No, he's
did
talking
he?
about 2 fights ago against Edgar Chairez. He was minus 900 and won by
Oh,
decision.
okay, okay.
Yeah, yeah. What fight card's this on?
I don't know where that fight is listed on. Joe, you know?
What's that? The Elliott
Yeah.
card? It's in May.
In May. Okay.
It's in May. I know that. I think I don't
301 in
remember the
Brazil,
date.
maybe.
That's not in
I
Jersey,
want to
is
say
it?
I want to say it's May 18th.
I think that's the Jersey card.
Is
I
this
think it
week
is
in Jersey
301.
this week? Is it?
Atlantic City, yeah.
Hmm.
Hold on, guys. We got the power of Google. Give me a second.
I want to see if there's odds because I bet Tyra is a big favorite.
It's not on what's it called? Bet online yet.
Dude, what I will say is that I will 100% take inside the distance props on Tim, like round one, round two, on FanDuel, the KO and the sub prop. I mean, why not even take the decision prop in case of the upset? But like I'm pretty sure Tyra's going to be unbettable anyways because he usually is. So yeah, I would definitely be taking dog shots on Tim for sure.
Yeah, if they
That
give me
I
stupid
think Tim.
odds, I'm going to bet Tim too. Yeah.
I think we see Tatsura go off between minus 400 and minus 500, which I think is fucking super egregious. I just think that's where they'll line it. I think it should be lined like minus 2 or 300 tops. And realistically, I do really sincerely think Tim can win that fight. So I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to be fair, I guess. I could be biased. Maybe it should be minus 1,000. Whatever.
I mean, Tim is scrappy. He can be grappled, but he's also fucking a worm down there. We saw him winning the fight against Muhammad Makayev. I know when we were talking about it that Tuesday, I was right there with you, Joe, and I had that ticket on fucking Tim Elliott, and we got screwed over. Um, I just I look at the matchups, and I think there's a reason why they gave Elliot Makayev where he was winning and ended up losing. And they said, shit, let's give him the fucking Asian Makayev. Let's give him another young, hungry, strong grappler that can learn off of the mistakes that Makayev made in this fight. I've always been more of a Tyra fan than a Makayev fan. Like Trey said, I think Makayev might be more on the fraudy side between the two fighters. I get it. I 100% get it. But I'm going to go with Tyra.
So, but to be clear, Tim Elliott was winning that fight.
100%. I mean,
The
the
refs
judges
fucked
said,
that all
yeah,
up.
the judges said he was up two, and that ref did shit the fucking bed by not giving him position and splitting him apart.
Oh, the refs, the refs. Cry me a river. That was a cash ticket for me, baby. Let's go.
That is in May, but it's at the Apex, which
Yeah, Vegas,
yeah, yeah.
May 18th.
This should be a good fight.
May. It is May 18th. There you
That
go. See, I knew.
that's the main event. That's 5 rounds. That doesn't favor Tim Elliott.
I mean, have we seen him gas really?
I don't think that's gonna be the main event though, right? Like,
It is on
No, that just
Sherdog.
means it's the. It just means it's the top card, the top fight on the card announced so far. That's
Yeah,
all
that
that
could be
that
right.
means.
Yeah, you could be right. Well, there's 6 other not great fights on there, so they need to come with something.
He said 6 other not great fights, so motherfuckers do something.
Yeah.
Well, that's about my time in here, boys. Great space. Yeah, great space. That's all. That's my only real comment. Great space. So I got to scoot, boys. It is midnight here, and I don't really have to, I guess, but I need to get up at like 6 in the morning, so I'm gonna.
I got my hand on my forehead, saluting to y'all. Appreciate y'all coming out. I got some laundry to fold, so I'm probably gonna play
Fucking beta
Fortnite
male.
instead. My wife's in the hospital, you asshole. I
Oh,
got
okay, fair
to.
enough. Fair enough.
Why is your wife
You
in the
see, I
hospital,
got
bud?
him. I got him.
Yeah, you
Uh,
wake her up, tell her to fold that shit.
she got hit with a rhabdomyolysis, or however the fuck you say it.
What the fuck is that?
Uh, she tore a ligament in her thigh, and it was such a bad tear that I don't know, science toxins were released. The kidney eats the toxins, and your kidney and liver start to fail. But she's doing better.
Yeah, I looked it up yesterday. It's a certain kind of protein, I guess.
Yeah, the tear releases protein so that the proteins can fix the leg or the muscle or whatever, but the releases too much proteins, get caught up in the kidney, and then you start dying. But she's good. She's
Jesus
good.
Christ. So what happened? She just started feeling sick.
Yeah, man. She went to her usual cycling class and said that it was harder than usual. And I was like, "Hey, man, you're just sore. Don't worry about it. Hit the next one." And no, I mean it was a bad tear. She couldn't walk anymore. She was crying, saying that like I can't fucking walk. This is an unbearable pain. And then you start pissing blood. So then
Oh yeah.
when we saw that, it was like, okay, let's go to the hospital. You're probably not just sore.
Yeah. Not to pry too much. Not to pry too much, but
I don't mean to laugh, but that was the deciding factor there, huh? You were like, you know what? You're pissing.
yeah, that's when you know you
I'm
got to go to
sorry.
the
It's
doctor.
just funny the way you presented
Yeah,
it, bro. I'm not laughing at
yeah. No,
Did
all.
it
I
all happen
told.
pretty quick from when the injury happened to go in the hospital? Was it all pretty fast or?
So the pain started on Monday, and I was like, "Come on, man, you're just sore. It's like fucking push through. You got to keep going." She went Tuesday.
This is why I'm laughing. This is what I'm thinking
Yeah,
of.
no, that
You over there going, you're fucking
it's
Come on,
literally
fine.
baby. There's
how it
laundry
You're
to
went.
fucking
fold. Come on.
fine.
I was like, dude, come on, man. Did you just soreness? You got to push through it. I'll give you a day to relax, but get your ass back on that bike. Um, so Monday it happened. Tuesday she still went to the class. Wednesday night was she was like, yo, my piss is red, and I was like, yeah, let's go to the hospital because that's not normal. And well, it's not blood. It's those proteins. Like your
Mm.
kidney knows, like, hey, get this shit out of here now.
Man, well, shit. I wish her the best. That's fucking crazy, but
Now everything's looking good,
yeah.
man. That's why I'm willing to joke about it. When it was Wednesday and Thursday, I was a little panicked and stuff, but levels came down. Yeah, it's
Well, if you feel all right about it, that's good. That's good. So, well, I'm glad to hear it. Fuck, bro. Hey, I just want to ask. I don't care. Space is over. Bro, I just seen it again. I forgot. Do you remember how fucking broke Olivia's face was in season 38 after that golf ball smacked her between the fucking eyes?
If you're
Andrew.
talking some MTV shit, I'm about to end this space.
So every time I see this bitch's face now, I just see the big scar and hole in the middle of her fucking forehead because a ball on a slingshot got ricocheted back and cracked her skull open.
Let's be honest. How fucking horrible can you be at a slingshot, for Christ's sake? I build those things and launch balloons 500 feet for my kids every summer. Like, what the
Hey,
fuck? It's a
and that was the
slingshot.
cause for all the plastic surgery she's gotten now. She's like, fuck, I gotta do my lips, I gotta do my eyes, I gotta do my cheeks, I gotta do everything because I got this fucking huge hole in the middle of my forehead.
Oh
She
my
deserved it for the way she
god.
treated Horacio this season.
Oh man.
Andrew, close this space out now.
I hate you guys.
We'll get lost in
They
it. We'll
must
get
watch,
lost in it.
bro.
CapMMA.com, boys. CapMMA.com.
We'll see you guys on Tuesday night.